All right, so we know you guys are ready.
Um,
I'll hold your mic for you.
do you mind watching my screen?
I got you, Bree.
Perfect, thank you. Yeah, that doesn't say. Alright.
All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
All right, my name is Ken Gallup, G-A-L-L-O-P, and I'm a police officer, public information officer for the Sparks Police. I'm going to be talking about what took place here earlier today at 3 p.m. at 615 East Lincoln here in Sparks. So earlier today, November 11th, 2017, at approximately 3 p.m., Sparks Dispatch received multiple reports of a vehicle crash, and then additional information came in that indicated there were multiple vehicles involved in a crash at 615 East Lincoln. Dispatch continued receiving additional calls where it was reported that individuals were discharging firearms and that a shooting was actively taking place at 615 East Lincoln. Officers immediately responded to that area on those reports, and upon arrival to the area, determined that two vehicles were initially involved. Officers shut down traffic in and around the area of McCarran and Lincoln due to the fact that there was potentially an active shooter situation. Officers contained that area right away and then began searching for individuals involved. Like I said, officers had determined that two vehicles were directly involved. One of the vehicles involved actually attempted to flee the area and struck multiple parked vehicles in the area of 615 East Lincoln. Officers were able to identify and locate two individuals who have discharged firearms during this incident. There's been a report that one individual was struck by gunfire, and that individual was taken to a local hospital where they're currently being treated. We have determined that there were a total of 7 people involved in this incident. Those parties were in 2 separate vehicles. So based on that information, those 7 individuals have been located and are currently being interviewed. Detectives have been called to the scene. This scene is rather large for the residents here in this location, so there's going to be some displacement. There's going to be some people who may be affected, and really it's going to be traffic that's affected. So the parking lot areas in and around 615 East Lincoln are currently shut down. There are currently multiple crime scenes that have been cordoned off. So we're asking for people to stay out of the area. If you live here, if you're having troubles getting to your residence, just notify one of the uniformed officers and he or she can escort you to your residence. But at this time, the affected areas are the parking lots. There are no individuals outstanding who were directly involved in this incident. We have also located a multitude of eyewitnesses to this incident, and thus far everyone is cooperating in the investigations. So the detectives have been called out. They are here right now and will continue remaining on scene until this scene is completely processed with all the evidence that needs to be identified, located, and collected, not to mention the canvasses that take place when detectives are called out, where any additional witnesses can be located and interviewed at that time. Like I said, there is no threat to the public. All involved parties have been located, and thus far everyone is cooperating in this investigation. So I'll take a few questions for now.
Do we know yet what started it? If it was a road rage incident or personal dispute? Do we know at all what started this?
I don't have that information here. So detectives are talking to these folks that are directly involved to determine exactly that. We need to find out what took place here, and then from there we'll have those answers. So right now I just don't have that information. Any other questions?
You said some people would be displaced, but they can also get back to their apartments. Do they just need an escort back, or will they be out of the apartment for the night?
Right, no, nobody's been displaced from their actual residence, but they may have trouble getting into this parking lot. As you can see, there's crime scene tape and police cars cordoning off areas of the parking lot throughout this entire complex. So no one should be actually displaced from their residence, but more along the lines of maybe they might not be able to park in here for the evening, or may need an escort to get through the area so they can get to their vehicle, whether they're going to work or coming home or arriving home, things like that. Any other questions?
I know you said the scene wouldn't be officially clear for a while. Is there any idea, like time-wise, how long that might be?
No, anytime detectives are called out to a scene like this, it's going to take hours. So you see a scene like this behind me where you've got several vehicles involved. You can see the placards throughout this area. They'll all need to be identified and photographed and ultimately collected. So until all of those processes take place, it's gonna remain closed for hours, likely.
Sorry if you already said this, but do
That's
you know
right.
the condition of the person who was shot?
So the information we have is that that individual is reported as being stable and currently undergoing treatment at the local hospital.
We have no location there.
No, I don't have that information. Any other questions? All right, so that'll conclude it for this evening, and again, we'll publish this information for our folks as well on our YouTube channel, Facebook, and things like that to keep the community informed. So thank you guys for coming out.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ken.
Thank you.